Why was the gun in his hand if he didn't pull the trigger? Detective Malik stared at the lifeless body of Kenneth Bawa, a respected businessman, slumped over his mahogany desk, a single gunshot wound to the chest. The scene was messy papers scattered, a bottle of whiskey half empty, and most curiously, a revolver in Kenneth's hand. But there was no gunpowder residue on his skin. The room was silent except for the low hum of the police radio in the corner, and yet something about it felt deafening. It was a locked room mystery. The office door was bolted from the inside, and the windows were unbreakable glass. There was no way anyone could have gotten in or out without leaving a trace. And yet, Kenneth Bawa was dead. Malik's partner, Officer Sarah, stepped into the room, her heels clicking sharply on the tiled floor. This doesn't make sense. The weapon in his hand, the lack of struggle. It looks like a suicide, but it isn't. Exactly, Malik muttered, crouching to inspect the body closer. The angle of the shot, it came from across the room. Kenneth didn't shoot himself. Someone was here, but how? The door was locked from the inside. We had to break it down to get in, which means whoever did this knew how to disappear without a trace. Malik's mind raced. They were dealing with someone highly skilled, someone who knew how to manipulate the scene and leave behind no evidence. Sarah crossed her arms, frustration etched into her features. This isn't just a murder, it's a game, and they're toying with us. Malik stood, his eyes scanning the room for anything out of place. Kenneth was no angel. He had enemies, many of them. But this feels personal. Sarah nodded. What about the wife, Mrs. Bawa? She found the body, called it in. She's waiting downstairs. Let's see what she has to say.